Be me, 29-year-old independent woman. Have this guy friend, Jake, who I've known since college. He's always been there for me, listening to my problems, supporting my decisions, telling me how amazing I am. Honestly, he's like the perfect male friend because he actually listens and doesn't try to mansplain everything. Not like those other toxic males out there. Jake has always understood that men and women can just be friends without any weird expectations. He gets it, you know. He's one of the good ones. Wake up this morning feeling absolutely terrible because my situationship with Chad just ended. Chad was this really hot investment banker I'd been seeing for 3 months. Well, seeing is a strong word. We were vibing, hanging out, having fun. Mostly he'd text me around 11 p.m. on weekends, and I'd go over to his place. We'd watch Netflix and do other stuff. I thought we really had something special, even though he never wanted to do anything during the day, or meet my friends, or define the relationship. But that's because he was emotionally unavailable and needed time. I was being patient and understanding, giving him space to figure out his feelings, because that's what mature, emotionally intelligent women do. Anyway, he texted me yesterday saying he's getting back with his ex. Didn't even know he had an ex. He never mentioned her. Actually, now that I think about it, he never really talked about his life at all. Whatever, I'm better off without him. But also, I'm devastated and need to process these emotions. Immediately text Jake at like 7 a.m. Tell him I need to talk. He usually responds right away. Jake always responds right away. It's like 8 a.m. now and still no response. Kind of annoying, but whatever, he's probably busy. Text him again asking if he's free for coffee. I need my emotional support person right now. Still nothing. Try calling him. Goes to voicemail. Okay, this is weird. Jake always picks up. Like literally always. Even that time I called him at 2 a.m. because I was drunk and sad about my career. He stayed on the phone with me for 3 hours. That's what real friends do. Finally, around noon, he texts back. Just says, busy today, can't talk. That's it. No, hope you're okay. No, what's wrong? Just busy. I'm honestly kind of offended. Text back explaining that I'm going through something really difficult. Tell him that Chad and I ended things. He just responds, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. That's all I get. No offer to meet up. No asking if I need anything. Just sorry to hear that, like I told him my grocery store was out of oat milk. Try to explain that I really need someone to talk to, that I'm really hurting right now. He responds, hope you feel better soon. And then nothing. I'm staring at my phone, completely shocked. Who is this person? This isn't the Jake I know. The Jake I know would have already offered to bring me ice cream and watch movies. Decide maybe he's just having a bad day. Everyone has bad days. I can be understanding. Even though my needs are pretty urgent right now. Spend the whole day feeling absolutely miserable. Eat an entire pint of vegan ice cream. Cry a little. Okay, cry a lot. Post some cryptic stuff on social media about knowing your worth. And not settling for breadcrumbs. Get lots of supportive comments from my friends. But it's not the same as talking to Jake. Jake always knows exactly what to say. He validates my feelings without being patronizing. He agrees that yes, men are trash. Yes, I deserve better. Yes, the problem is definitely not me. Try texting him again that evening. Ask if he wants to grab dinner tomorrow. He says he has plans. Ask about the day after. Also busy. This is getting ridiculous. Ask him straight up what's going on. He says nothing's going on, he's just been busy. Busy. Jake is a software developer who works from home. He's literally never been too busy for me before. Even during his biggest project deadlines, he made time. Something is definitely up. Spend the next few days trying to figure out what I did wrong. Rack my brain for anything I might have said or done. Literally cannot think of anything. I've been nothing but a good friend to Jake. Sure, I talk about my problems a lot. But that's what friends do. They share their struggles. And, okay, yes, most of the time it's me sharing and him listening. But that's because he's a good listener. And I'm going through a lot right now. Well, I'm always going through a lot. Life is hard when you're a woman in this society. Jake has always understood that. He's always been there to support me through every crisis, every bad date, every work drama, every time I felt fat or ugly or unlovable. He'd reassure me that I'm amazing and beautiful and any guy would be lucky to have me. Even though I'd always make it clear I wasn't interested in him like that, because I value our friendship too much. And also, he's not really my type. I tend to go for taller guys. more athletic builds. Guys with that edge, you know. Jake is kind of soft. Not in a bad way, just in a friend way. Anyway, point is, he's always been my rock. And now, suddenly, he's disappeared. Finally, after 4 days, he agrees to meet me for coffee. I show up and immediately notice something is different. He looks different. Did he lose weight? Is he dressed better? He's wearing like actual nice clothes instead of his usual hoodie. And he seems, I don't know, more confident or something. It's weird. Sit down and immediately start telling him about Chad. About how hurt I am. About how men are all the same. About how nobody appreciates what I have to offer. About how dating in your late 20s is impossible. He's just sitting there nodding, not really engaging, not giving me the usual supportive comments. Finally pause and ask if he's even listening. He says yes, he's listening. Ask him what he thinks. He just shrugs and says, sounds tough. Sounds tough. That's it. No analysis of Chad's behavior. No reassurance that I'm amazing. No anger on my behalf about how I was treated. Just sounds tough. I'm getting frustrated now. Ask him what's going on with him. He says nothing. Everything's fine. Say that he's being weird. He asks how he's being weird. Explain that he's being distant and cold and not himself. He says he's just tired. Tired. This is clearly about more than being tired. Decide to try a different approach. Start talking about my other problems. About how my boss is probably sexist because he gave the promotion to a less qualified man. Jake asks what the man's qualifications were, which is a weird question. Explain that they're not important, the point is I deserved it. Jake just nods. Tell him about how my roommate is being passive-aggressive about dishes. Jake asks if I've been doing my dishes. Rude. The dishes thing is not the point. The point is the passive aggression. He's really not getting it today. Tell him about how I matched with this guy on Tinder who seemed perfect, but then he suggested we get coffee instead of dinner, which is clearly a low-effort date, which means he doesn't value me. So I unmatched him. Jake asks why coffee is low effort. Because it is. Everyone knows that. A man who is serious about you takes you to dinner. Coffee is what you do when you're not really interested. Jake says coffee seems like a nice low-pressure way to meet someone. I explain that that's not how it works. That women deserve to be taken on proper dates. That we put so much effort into getting ready. The least a man can do is buy us a nice meal. Jake is quiet for a moment. Then he says something that honestly shocks me. He says maybe that guy just wanted to meet somewhere casual to see if there was a connection. That dinner is a big time and money commitment for someone you've never met. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Ask him if he's seriously defending this random Tinder guy. He says he's not defending anyone. Just offering a perspective. I don't need his perspective. I need his support. Tell him that this is what I mean. He's being weird. He's not being supportive. He's supposed to be my friend. He looks at me for a long moment. Then he says something I'll never forget. He says, I am your friend, but I can't be your emotional dumping ground anymore. Emotional dumping ground. I'm sorry, what? Ask him what the hell that means. He says that for years he's been there for every crisis, every drama, every problem. That he's listened for hours and hours. Given advice that I never take. Validated feelings that maybe shouldn't always be validated. That he's realized this friendship is completely one-sided. I am absolutely floored. One-sided. How is it one-sided? I've been nothing but a good friend to him. Tell him that. He asks when the last time I asked about his life was. I ask about his life. I definitely ask about his life. He waits. Ask him what he means. He says, when was the last time I asked how he was doing? Or about his job? Or his family? Or anything going on with him? I must have asked recently. I know things about his life. He has a sister. And his job is computers. Tell him I know about his life. He says knowing facts isn't the same as asking. That every conversation is about me. Every hangout is to make me feel better. Every text is because I need something. This is ridiculous. That's not true at all. Okay, maybe I talk about myself a lot. But that's because I'm going through things. And he's always seemed happy to listen. Tell him that. He says he was happy to listen. When he thought maybe it meant something. Oh God. Here we go. This is what this is about. He caught feelings. Of course he did. Ask him if this is because he has feelings for me. He actually laughs. Laughs. Says no, he doesn't have feelings for me. That he did, years ago, but not anymore. He's actually seeing someone. I'm sorry, what? He's seeing someone. Since when? He says for about 2 months. 2 months. And he didn't tell me. Ask why he didn't mention it. He says he did. He literally told me on 3 separate occasions. I apparently said, that's nice, and changed the subject back to whatever I was dealing with. I don't remember that. I would remember if he told me something that important. Unless... Okay, maybe there were a few conversations where I was distracted. But I've been dealing with a lot. Ask about this girl he's supposedly seeing. Her name is Amanda. They met at a hiking group. Since when does Jake hike? He says he's been hiking for 6 months. Also, news to me. They've been on like 10 dates. Real dates, apparently. She's a teacher. She likes the same books he likes. They have actual conversations. He seems really happy talking about her. Happier than I've ever seen him. And I hate it. Not because I want him. I don't want him like that. But because he's supposed to be my person. Tell him I'm happy for him, but I don't see why that means he can't be there for me anymore. He says Amanda helped him realize that he was letting people take advantage of his kindness. Take advantage. I have never taken advantage of him. We're friends. Friends help each other. He says yes, friends help each other. Emphasis on each other. Says that I've never been there for him. That when his mom was sick last year, I didn't even visit her in the hospital. I sent a card. I definitely sent a card. He says yes, I sent a card. After he explicitly asked if I could visit because his mom kept asking about me. I was busy that week. I had that thing with Brad. Or was it Greg? One of those guys. Whoever it was a crucial week in that relationship. Jake says that's exactly his point. That I've always prioritized men who treat me badly over friends who actually care about me. That every time I meet a new guy, I disappear. Only to come back when it inevitably falls apart. And he's supposed to pick up the pieces. Every single time. Okay, that's not fair. I don't disappear. I just get busy when I'm dating someone. Everyone does that. And yes, I need support when relationships end. That's normal. He says it would be normal if it was occasional. But it's constant. A new crisis every week. A new guy every month. And I never learn from any of it. Never take responsibility for my part in anything. It's always the guy's fault. Or society's fault. Or patriarchy's fault. Never mind. I'm getting angry now. Tell him that he clearly doesn't understand what it's like to be a woman. That I face challenges he can't comprehend. That yes, the patriarchy is real. And yes, men do treat women badly. And yes, I am a victim of systemic oppression. He just looks tired. Says he's not doing this anymore. Not doing what? He says he's not going to argue. Not going to try to convince me of anything. He's just done. Done with what? Done with being my emotional support. He'll be my friend, but it has to be an actual friendship. Mutual support, mutual interest, mutual effort. If I can't do that, then he needs to step back. Tell him he's being ridiculous. That friendships go through phases. That right now I need more support, and that's okay. He says it's been 8 years. 8 years of phases where I need more support. He's never once had a crisis where I showed up for him. Because he's never asked. If he needed me, he should have said something. He says he shouldn't have to ask. That if I cared, I would have noticed. Would have checked in. Would have been there. This is so unfair. I've been a good friend. Maybe not perfect, but good. And now he's making me feel like some kind of monster. All because I need emotional support. All because I've been going through a hard time. Tell him he's being selfish. That I'm in pain right now. That Chad really hurt me. And instead of being there for me, he's making it about him. He stands up. Says he hopes I feel better soon. But he can't do this anymore. Leaves money for his coffee and walks out. I'm sitting there completely stunned. Did that really just happen? Did Jake really just abandon me? After 8 years of friendship. After everything we've been through. Well, everything I've been through. With him there. Listening. Supporting. Always there. And now he's just gone. Because of some girl named Amanda who probably isn't even that great. She's probably boring. Teacher. Hiking. Books. Sounds boring to me. Jake is going to realize he made a mistake. I'm the exciting one. I'm the one with stories. I'm the one who makes life interesting. Amanda probably has no drama, no excitement, no spontaneity. He's going to get bored. And when he does, he'll come back. They always come back. Except Chad didn't come back. And now Jake is gone too. Sit there for another hour. Finish my coffee. Order another one. Scroll through my phone looking at old texts with Jake. He's right that it's mostly me texting. Long paragraphs about my problems. His responses are supportive but short. Because I never gave him space to talk. Look back further. Find the texts about his mom. He did tell me she was sick. I said, oh no, hope she feels better. And then launched into something about a date I had. He mentioned the hospital. I said I'd try to visit, then never brought it up again. He texted about her recovery. I hearted the message and didn't respond. Keep scrolling. Find the texts about Amanda. He did mention her. Said he met someone. I responded, that's nice. Anyway, you won't believe what happened with Chad. He mentioned a second date with her. I responded with happy for you and then 3 paragraphs about work drama. He mentioned making it official with her. I didn't respond at all to that part. Just asked if he wanted to get drinks because I was sad. Oh my God. He's right. I've been a terrible friend. Actually terrible. Feel sick to my stomach. Not just about Jake, but about everything. Think about all my friendships. They're all kind of like this. Me talking, them listening. Me needing, them giving. My college roommate stopped returning my calls 2 years ago. My work friends started being busy all the time last year. I thought they were bad friends. But maybe. No, this isn't all my fault. I do face real challenges. Being a woman is hard. Dating is hard. Work is hard. I need support for these things. That's not unreasonable. Jake is just being influenced by this new girl. She probably doesn't like that he has a close female friend. She's probably jealous. So she's convinced him to pull away. I've seen it happen before. Guys get girlfriends and abandon their female friends. It's a tale as old as time. That has to be what this is. Except, he seemed really genuine when he was talking about how one-sided things have been. And now that I think about it, really think about it, when have I ever asked about his life? Like really asked. When have I been there for him? When have I supported him the way he supported me? I know his sister's name is Claire, but I don't know what she does. Or if she's married. Or anything about her really. I know he's a software developer, but I couldn't tell you what kind of software, or if he likes his job, or what his career goals are. I know his parents live in Ohio, I think, or is it Iowa? One of those states. I've known him for 8 years, and I don't even know where his parents live. He knows everything about me. My hopes, my dreams, my fears. My terrible dating history in excruciating detail. Every job I've had. Every fight with my mom. Every insecurity. Every anxiety. And I know almost nothing about him. Feel tears starting. This is different from the Chad tears. Those were angry tears. These are ashamed tears. I've been so focused on myself. So convinced that my problems were the most important. That everyone should center me. That my needs should come first. Because I'm a woman. Because I'm oppressed. Because life is hard for me. But life is hard for everyone. Jake never complained. Never made his problems my problems. So I assumed he didn't have any. Or if he did, they weren't as important as mine. How did I become this person? When did I become so self-absorbed? So entitled? Think back to college. I wasn't always like this. Was I? Remember when I first learned about feminism, about intersectionality and oppression and patriarchy. So, left-inality, left-soud. It was eye-opening. It explained so much. Every time a guy rejected me, it was because he was intimidated by strong women. Every time I didn't get what I wanted, it was because of systemic sexism. Every time someone criticized me, it was because they couldn't handle my confidence. It was never my fault. Nothing was ever my fault. I had a built-in excuse for everything. And people like Jake. Nice guys who wanted to be supportive. Who wanted to be good allies. They just went along with it. Validated everything. Agreed with everything. Because disagreeing would make them bad. Would make them part of the problem. So Jake spent 8 years telling me I was right. About everything. Even when I wasn't. And I spent 8 years believing him. No wonder I never grow. No wonder I keep making the same mistakes. No wonder every relationship fails. No wonder my friendships are falling apart. Because I've never had to look at myself. Really look at myself. And take responsibility. It's always been someone else's fault. Chad's fault for being emotionally unavailable, when really I was chasing a guy who clearly wasn't interested in anything serious, ignoring all the red flags, because he was hot and successful. My boss's fault for being sexist, when maybe the other guy really was more qualified. Maybe I didn't deserve that promotion. Tinder guy's fault for suggesting coffee, when really he was just being reasonable, and I was being entitled, expecting strangers to spend lots of money on me just because I showed up. Jake's fault for abandoning me, when really he just set a boundary, after years of being used. Oh God, I used him. I absolutely used him. I used his kindness, his patience, his willingness to listen, took it all for granted. I assumed it would always be there. Never thought about what I was giving back, because I was too busy thinking about myself, my needs, my feelings, my problems. I'm the problem. I've always been the problem. Sit there crying in this coffee shop. People are looking at me. Don't even care. Let them look. Let them judge. They're probably right to judge. Pull out my phone. Want to text Jake. To apologize. To explain that I get it now. Start typing. Delete it. Start again. Delete it again. What can I even say? Sorry, I've been a terrible friend for 8 years. Sorry, I only cared about myself. Sorry, I took you for granted. Sorry, I never appreciated what you did for me. It all sounds hollow. Empty. Words he's probably heard before from other people. Because I can't be the only one. There must be others who've used his kindness, who've taken and never given back. And here I am wanting to apologize. But even that feels selfish. Because who is the apology for? Is it for him? Or is it for me? To make myself feel better? To ease my guilt? To try to get him back so I have my emotional support again? Put my phone away. Jake is right to walk away. He deserves better. Deserves friends who actually care about him. Who ask about his life. Who show up when he needs them. Who don't just take and take and take. Amanda is probably great. Probably asks him about his day. Probably listens when he talks. Probably supports his interests. Probably makes him feel valued. All the things I never did. Because I was too busy making everything about me. Sit with that for a while. The coffee shop is closing. Realize I've been here for like 5 hours. Go home. Apartment is empty. Roommate is out. Probably avoiding me. Because of the dish thing. And probably 100 other things. Things I've done or not done. Ways I've been inconsiderate. Because it's always been about me. Look around my room. It's a mess. Clothes everywhere. Dishes I brought up here despite the rules. Half-finished projects. Vision boards and journals and self-help books. All about improving myself. Becoming my best self. Manifesting my dreams. But none of it has worked. Because you can't improve yourself if you can't see yourself clearly. And I've been wearing blinders for years. Convinced that I'm perfect and the world is wrong. That I'm a victim of circumstances beyond my control. That if everyone would just recognize my worth, everything would be fine. But maybe I don't have worth I haven't earned. Maybe respect isn't something people owe me just for existing. Maybe being a woman doesn't mean I get to treat people badly and call it empowerment. Think about all the things I've said over the years. All the things I've thought. All men are trash. Except the ones I want to date. They're different. They're special. Women supporting women. Except I don't really have female friends because they're too much drama. Know your worth, don't settle. But also chase emotionally unavailable hot guys and ignore kind ones. The patriarchy is keeping me down. But also, I've never actually worked that hard or taken responsibility for failures. It's all contradictions. All excuses. All ways to avoid looking at myself. Spend the whole night thinking. Can't sleep. Keep replaying conversations with Jake. With other friends who've faded away. With guys who've ghosted. With coworkers who've stopped being friendly. Seeing them all differently now. Seeing my part in all of it. It's like I've been walking around in a fog. And suddenly it's lifted. And I can see clearly for the first time in years. And I look terrible. I'm the villain in my own story. The entitled woman who uses people. Who plays victim. Who takes no responsibility. Everything I've claimed to hate. I've become. Morning comes. Feel exhausted, but also weirdly clear. I know what I need to do. Need to change. Really change. Not just say I'm going to change. Actually do the work. But I also know Jake is right to walk away. I can't ask him to stay while I figure this out. Can't expect him to give me another chance. He's given me 8 years of chances. And I've wasted all of them. Text him one last message. Keep it short. Just say I'm sorry. That he was right about everything. that I hope he's happy with Amanda, that he deserves someone who values him. Don't ask for forgiveness. Don't ask for another chance. Just apologize and let him go. He responds an hour later, just says thank you, and that he hopes I find what I'm looking for. That's it. No long conversation. No reconciliation. Just thank you and goodbye. And somehow that makes it real. Jake is gone. My emotional support system is gone. The person who always validated me is gone. And I'm alone with myself. Really alone. For the first time in years. No one to call and complain to. No one to tell me I'm right. No one to blame but myself. And it's terrifying. But maybe it's what I need. Maybe I need to sit with my own thoughts. My own feelings. My own responsibility. Maybe I need to figure out who I am without someone constantly propping me up. Maybe I need to earn back my own respect before I can expect it from anyone else. Look at my phone. At all the social media. All the posts about knowing my worth. About not settling. About toxic men. Delete the drafts. Delete the complaints. Just sit with the silence. Sit with myself. And start to figure out how to be better. Not for Jake. Not to get him back. Just to be better. Because he was right. I've been insufferable. Entitled. Selfish. And no amount of feminism or victim mentality can excuse that. It's on me to change. And this time I actually have to do it. No support system to fall back on. No one to validate my excuses. Just me. And the person I've become. And the long, hard work of becoming someone different. Someone better. Someone who actually deserves good friends. Sit here in my messy room. In my messy life. With my messy self. And for once, I have no one to blame but me.